What up, shit? Tim is here. Here is my opening slash streaming segment where I talk about the films that are coming out this week, whether it be a theater, streaming, etc. Alright. Now, the wide release film we got out this week is, of course, the horror film Five Nights at Freddy's, based on the very popular video games of the same name, starring Josh Hutcherson, Matthew Lillard, and I'm out. I'm not really much. I barely have played the game. I've of course seen deep cuts and people playing it. It's looks like an interesting game here. I mean, come on, my brother's actually been playing it too, so he's been like doing his like video to it, which is cool. If you guys have seen it, check it out. It's of course CJ Lopez. But anyway, now if you guys don't know much about the story here, a troubled security guard begins working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. While spending his first night on the job, he realizes that the late chef at Freddy's won't be so easy to make it true. And the trailers have looked really decent, but except the review embargo is actually the day of the film opening, so that's a bit of a red flag. There's actually been some not so great early reactions, so who knows? And top it off, Universal did the abysmal idea of throwing this thing in theaters and on Peacock, which I did not mind. Like, let's say the last Halloween films, but some of their other stuff had not done so well, like Firestarter. So yeah, I mean, I think this could still do well anyway, but who knows? But I'm still interested in this. You got Josh Hudson, who I like. You got Matthew Lillard, who I've always enjoyed. So I'm hoping this is good. Hopefully, it's at least better than Exorcist, but we'll say, or Exorcist, believe I should say. All right. Also, out this week, we got the film Freelance, starring John Cena, Allison Brie, and it's where like stuck in a dead end and desk job, former special forces operative Mason Petz reluctantly takes on a freelance gig to provide private security for a washed-up journalist as she interviews a ruthless dictator. When a military coup breaks out just as she's about to get the scoop of a lifetime, the unlikely trio must figure out how to survive the jungle and one another to make it out alive. And this is from the same director of the first Taken movie, which I love Taken. He's also put out some other stuff like that. The Gunman movie with Sean Penn, which wasn't so good either. But the trailer for this does not look all that good. I mean, I like Alice Brie, I like John Cena. You got Christian Slater's in this. You got some interesting cast members, but the trailer did not do much for me. Not a great year. Like other than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, John Cena's like some of his recent film creds, like that Jackie Chan movie he just did. Vacation Friends 2, which I like the first Vacation Friends, but the sequel wasn't all that great. So yeah, I mean, it's a shame, but hey, I do like John Cena. He's always charismatic when he comes on screen. So maybe this will just be stupid fun. But yeah, the trailer did not really do much at all. All right, now we also got a couple of anime stuff coming out this week. We got Inspector Sun and the Curse of the Black Widow. Here's what it's about. Fired from his detective job after a mission goes awry, Inspector Sun boards a seemingly normal plane for a much-needed vacation. However, when Dr. Spindledore receives a threat on his life, Sun is back on the case, trapped in a web of lies. Yeah, I saw the trailer for this. It's just I like animated films. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, Toy Story and stuff like that. But this just is not good. Like the trailer didn't do much for me. It looks completely boring here. So yeah, it does not look all that good here. So hopefully, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a decent film, but the trailer didn't really do much for me. All right, we also got the Centerfield Ghost, which featured the voices of Freddie Highmore, Hugh Laurie, Miranda Hart, Toby Jones, Stephen Fry, David Harwood, uh, young Wonder Woman herself, Emily Carey. Uh, Here's what the film's about. Ghost Sir. This is actually based on like a story by Oscar Wilde, and here's what it's about. Sir Simon D. Centerville has been haunting the grounds of his country estate for more than 300 years, but he soon meets his match when he tries to scare off modern day American family just to move in. And the preview does look like a really cool, creepy horror anime film. I like the voice talents in this. Uh, so I don't know, it could be an interesting one. Now, film actually had its trip. I kid you not. Also out this week is an anime film called Under the Boardwalk. They literally dropped, like, just announced and dropped this trailer literally this week when the film's coming out. Yeah, that's usually rare. Um, and this is, of course, a film from Paramount, which I'm sorry, wondering if Paramount is really not interested in releasing their like original content anymore. Like between this, Rumble, it seems like they're really keen on just releasing more well-known properties. Like they got the new SpongeBob coming, Avatar: The Last Airbender, most likely a Mutant Mayhem sequel that they're gonna have coming. I really don't know if they're that keen on releasing original content anymore. And if you guys don't know much about this, uh, it looks like pretty much it looks kind of like Shark Tales but with crabs. Uh, here's here's what we have here. The anime musical comedy follows the hermit crabs who lives under the boardwalk at the Jersey Shore when Ermin, a land crab townie, falls in love with the sea crab tourist Ramona. Tensions between their friends and families arise, but when a storm casts the duo far from home, their love will lead them on an epic adventure which unites the divided community. The voice talents includes Micah Sarah, uh, who of course is no stranger for working with anime with Paramount on animation films. He was in that Blazing Samurai last year, so and that I think that did okay. I think I got to check the box office on that. Other voice talents includes Kiki Palmer, Boardwalk Empire star Bobby Cannavale, John Megario. You also have Mario Cantone, Vanessa Bell Calloway, and former Sopranos co-stars Steven Van Zandt and Steve Serpica. So you got a couple of Sopranos actors in this, which makes sense. It does take place in Jersey, so I don't know. Maybe this is like the Sopranos for kids. I don't know, but the preview for this does look awful. I mean, it definitely looks very forgettable. To be honest, maybe this is why they released this thing. I believe it starts to release into digital next week as well. So I can't, and it's actually playing in theaters, but I do not even know what theater around me that's showing this. So yeah. I mean, I wonder what's happening with that Tiger's Apprentice too. Like, I'm so wondering if they're gonna release that thing just as streaming, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, now other stuff have out this week. We got The Holdovers, which stars Paul Giamatti, directed by Alexander Payne. Uh, I'm actually planning to watch the. They're actually having like an early screening of it on Sunday, so I'm probably gonna watch this a little earlier than I expected. But anyway, this of course is directed by Alexander Payne, who's directed Sideways. He's also put out Nebraska. Here's what it's about. A Criminology instructor at a New England prep school remains on campus during Christmas break to babysit a handful of students, and with nowhere to go, he soon forms an unlikely bond with a brainy but damaged troublemaker, and with the school's head cook, a woman who just lost a son at the Vietnam War. And the trailer for this looks terrific. I mean, you got Paul Giamatti, who's maybe one of the best actors out there. Divine Joy Randolph is getting tons of Oscar buzz for this. So I think this looks amazing. Looks like it's going to be charming. So I'm really sure you check this one out. All right, we also got Pain Hustlers, which stars Emily Blunt, Chris Evans, Catherine O'Hara. Uh, this is actually coming to Netflix. We also got Chloe Coleman, Andy Garcia, Jay Duplass, Brian DeYossi James. Got some intriguing cast members in this. Uh, but yeah, this actually looks pretty decent. I mean, it's directed by David Yates, who's directed the last number of Harry Potter films. He also did Fantastic Beasts. Really nice to see him branching out outside of the Harry Potter franchise. I believe the last The last non-Harry Potter movie he directed was Legend of Tarzan, and yeah, we saw how that one turned out. And the reviews for this is not looking so great either. So, oh, it's a shame too, because he's, of course, this is the guy who gave us the final two of the Harry Potter films. So it is a shame that his career is going down the tubes here. Uh, but I don't know, maybe it is good. Who knows? Maybe it's a decent one. I mean, if you guys don't forgot to tell you what it's about. If you guys don't know much about the story here, high school student dropout Liza lands a job at a failing pharmaceutical startup in a yelling strip mall in Central Florida, where she soon finds herself at the center of a criminal conspiracy with deadly consequences. So I don't know. Maybe it's interesting. I do like these type of true story based films. So who knows? All right. Also on also on we actually coming to limited release this week. We also got The Killer with Michael Fassbender. So that's actually coming out in limited release this week. So if you're interested in seeing that, there's it might be playing somewhere near you. I might actually watch it at a Regal here. So all right. Now, other stuff we have coming to Netflix, we got a nun horror film called Sister Death. So I guess the Nun 2 wasn't enough. Set in Spain in the aftermath of the Civil War, the story brings Narcissa, a novice nun with supernatural gifts, who joins the school to teach young girls. And this is from the same director of those rec horror films. And the preview looks okay. I mean, doesn't look looks a little better than Two, I guess. But yeah, it could be interesting though. All right. Also on Netflix, we got a movie called Burning Betrayal, which is a Spanish film. The story revolves around Bebe, who's just found out that she's been cheated on, and decades to turn things around with Mario. This judge full of secrets just waiting to be revealed. But diving into the romance might end up being more dangerous than Babby could have imagined. Yeah, that to be honest, that feels like those 365 movies. Definitely getting a bit of that vibe. Yeah, definitely has a bit of like a 50 Shades of Grey type story. So I don't know. It could be good, but yeah, it didn't really do much. The trailer didn't do much for me. All right, on Paramount Plus now we got Molly Vanilli, which is actually a documentary film about the German French pop duo Milli Vanilli, consisting of Robert Palacios and Fabrice Marvin. The film chronicles the untold circumstances surrounding the duo's meteoric rise to fame and the devastating fall. It features rare artful of footage, exclusive interviews with Fab, as well as Rob prior to his tragic death, and interviews with the real singers and record executives. It is directed by Luke Karam and produced by Karam, Bradley Jackson, MRC, and many others. And the trailer for this looks intriguing. I mean, I'm not like the big Millie Vanilli fan. I can never pronounce the name so well. But hey, I always do love a good music documentary, and this is produced by MTV. So who says MTV don't do music anymore, right? So it could be interesting. All right. We also now one I'm actually intrigued by. We got Hot Potato, the story of the Wiggles. Yeah, who remembers the Wiggles, people? Come on. I used to watch the Wiggles when I was a kid all the time. I mean, hey, when I was a kid, come on. Who did not like, stuff like the Wiggles, Sesame Street? Come on, people. Drag Tales, Mr. Rogers. Something about those, like those type shows always, felt interesting. Anyway, here's what this is about. This is the improbable story of the Wiggles, four friends who recorded a one-off album of children's music in the early '90s and changed the global music industry forever. Recognizable by their blue, red, yellow, and purple skiffles, Anthony Field, Murray Cook, Greg Pope, and Jeff Fett became an unlikely music phenomenon equipped her with early childhood teaching fundamentals and a dose of self belief. Surmounting numerous rejections from industry producers, the Wiggles take their career into their own hands and become the music successful children act of all time. And I'm all down for this. It looks really intriguing. I love these type of interesting documentaries. So, I mean, if you guys have not seen like the Mister Rogers doc, highly recommend that one. So I'm all down with this. It actually premiered today, which I forgot about. So I'm probably gonna go whenever I get a chance to. But it looks really good. All right, another documentary we have out this. We got a couple of documentaries out actually. We got After Death, which is from the same company who just gave us that Sound of Freedom, and this is actually pretty much like a faith-based religious documentary. Is an upcoming American faith-based documentary. The film chronicles stories of various near-death experiences survivors and feature an analysis of these events by authors and scientists as they try to determine what happens after we die. So that's something I really don't want to think about, but hey, could be interesting though. So cool. All right. We also got Beyond Utopia. Several families attempt to escape oppressions in North Korea, revealing a way of life most of the way that has never seen. So that could be interesting. It actually premiered at Phantom Events, so if you guys haven't, it'll probably premiere maybe like on VOD sometime, but could be cool. All right, we also got something called My Friend Tommy, Sheltered 40-Year-Old Virgin. I wonder if the 4-year version is based on it. But anyway, Tommy embarks on a life changing quest across the country with his friend to discover adulthood he's missing on. As he's pushed far out of the comfort zone, post traumas arise. So that's interesting, I guess. All right, we also got something called Full Circle, with like faced with a traumatic injury that renders you permanently disabled. How would you reinvent yourself? In 2014, Trevor Kennison's life was forever altered by a broken back, for the worse and for the better in equal measures. Barry Corbett, an interpaid skier, mountaineer, explorer, and filmmaker, and Jackson Hole, legend, broke his back in a helicopter crash in 1968. So it pretty much follows Trevor on the path towards post traumatic growth. So this could be a tree. I mean, definitely getting a bit of like a free solo vibe here too. So could be interesting. We also got a documentary called Four Daughters, which just actually got a nomination for the Gotham Awards for Best Documentary. Tanacinon Ofa is the mother of four daughters. One day, her two older daughters disappear to fill the void left. The director invites professional actresses and bring the viewers closer to life of Ofa and her daughters. It's mixed with documentary and fiction, so that could be a train to check out. All right. We also got something that looks pretty terrible called Boudica Queen of War. This is directed by Jesse V. Johnson, who's done The Debt Collector, Savage Dogs, Avengement. Stars Oka Koreanka, who I always liked. I always thought she could have been the next Wonder Woman. Like, I like Gal Gadot, but I think Oka Koreanka would have crushed it as Wonder Woman. But you also have Clive Stanton, who was in that the Taken TV series on NBC. You got James Faulkner, who's been in stuff here and there. Roman conquerors slay King Protestus, take away his children, and force his wife, Boudica, into surveillance, consumed by grief and a burning desire for justice. Boudica vows to reclaim her homeland from the clutches of the Romans. She soon leads her army in a desperate assault as the fate of her people and her own children destiny hangs on the balance. This looks awful. I mean, this definitely does not look all that good. What is Olga Kurylenko doing these type of roles? Like, she's definitely much a better actress in these type of terrible films, but maybe it's good. Who knows? But the trailer just looked terrible. I mean, it just looks like a little bit of like I don't know, like a Braveheart ripoff. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, uh, we also got something called Alan the Ruler, which I don't really. We're like after months of casting out a demon from the church, Alan and the Guardian face the son of a distrusting public court. So that could be good, I guess. All right. We also got a western film called Easter at the Miracle at East Texas, which is coming to fan events. Where two conmen try to convince a group of widows to invest in worthless oil wells during the Great Depression. It's directed and stars Kevin Sorbo, who you might remember from Hercules, from TV's Hercules. You also got his son. I believe his wife is also in this. Other talents also includes Louis Gossett Jr., Tyler Maine, who might know as Michael Myers from Rob Zombie's Halloween, and you also got John Ratzenberg, who is pretty much Pixar's Nate Slate, and of course, he's been on Cheers. Obviously, he with the Pixar world, he voiced him in Toy Story, The Snowman, and Monsters Inc. He's pretty much a Pixar legend right there. Anyway, Kevin Sorbo, like I don't know, if you guys never watched the TV Hercules, it's a pretty fun one. Of course, I believe he was also in Xena Warrior Princess, if I'm not mistaken. But I think he's actually a born again Christian, so he's been mostly doing like these usually faith based stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I like westerns. I don't think this is a faith based film or anything, but yeah, I don't know. It just does not look all that great. But hey, cool that Kevin Sorbo's having like is working with his family on this, so that's cool. All right, another horror film we have out this week is Suitable Flesh, starring Heather Graham, Judah Lewis, Bruce Davison, Jonathan Skeech, and horror icon Barbara Crampton. Directed by Joe Lynch, who directed Wrong Turn 2, the Stephen Young film Mayhem. Psychiatrist Elizabeth Derby becomes obsessed with helping a young patient who's suffering from extreme personality disorder. However, it soon leads her into awkward danger as she tries to escape from a horrific fate. The trail for this looks cool. I mean, of course, you got Heather Graham, who's I've always adored. It's a shame she doesn't do it hardly much as Shizu. But hey, she's always a given to see on screen. Looks pretty bloody, looks cool, so I'm all for this. So hopefully it could be interesting. All right, now stuff we have coming to streaming. I wasn't sure if you had this in the movie section, but it's more like a special, I guess. We of course got South Park Into the Pandaverse. The official logline is this: Cartman, deeply disturbing dreams portray the end of life as we know it. The adults of South Park are into wrestling with their own life decisions as the advent of AI is turning their world upside down. I cannot wait to check this one out. I mean, lots of people are saying that this is making fun at woke culture and stuff. No, no, no. They're making fun at people who like who try to put this slightly. They're pretty much making fun at people who always use the word woke and everything. So they're actually the people that South Park are making fun at. But I cannot wait to see this. Just like we're supposed to be getting adult female versions of the kids in this. That should be interesting to see. Uh, so I mean, come on, am I the only one who's missing South Park here? I don't know when we're getting another season, but hey, I'm more down to see more South Park just in general. So I cannot wait to see this. So hopefully it could be fun. I mean, South Park has been crushing it with these specials, by the way. So could be a train. All right, we also got on Netflix. We got Life on Our Planet, narrated by Morgan Freeman, and it's of course a nature documentary, because Morgan Freeman's narrating, obviously. Uh, Here's what it's about: the story of life's epic life's epic 4 billion year journey on Earth told true its ruler dynasties, its underdogs, and the cataclysmic event that reshaped it. So that could be interesting. I love Morgan Freeman. I mean, come on, he has pretty much the voice of an angel there. Like he is pretty much a real life god. So him just narrating a documentary like this, I'm all for it. Of course, he's done documentary narration for documentaries before. Who remembers March of the Penguins? So could be interesting. All right, on Hulu we got Saucy season 2, which is a Canadian series. Where like a hockey team in its where Canada should Saucy's moves to Sudbury, Canada to join a senior AAA hockey team in its quest to never lose again. I don't know that. I love a good hockey, so don't think I've ever seen this though. Like I've heard of it, but I don't think. I think this is actually from the people who did a Letterkenny, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think I've ever seen Letterkenny. Like, there's not really many Canadian-based shows I've really seen. I probably should get into some of those, but I should probably get into Letterkenny. I've heard some really good stuff about that. But maybe I'll give that one a go down the line. All right, now we also got some horror series. Like we got American Horror Stories Halloween event coming to Hulu, which just premiered today, so I gotta see that. I think it premiered today or is it premiered tomorrow? I can't remember the actual date, but I'm all for this. I like these American Horror Stories and all these stuff, so I'm all for seeing this one. We also got the Enfield Poltergeist coming to Apple. Experience the chilling true story of the world's most famous poltergeist case. True original audio recordings made inside the house as the events unfold. So that could be cool there. This is actually a docu series too, so I'm all for this. Looks pretty creepy, so it could be interesting. But that is pretty much it there. Let me leave you guys. Which of these films or series are you interested in? Are you interested in Five Nights at Freddy's, The Holdovers, South Park Into the Pandaverse? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Simon signing out.